I'm back! After a little break, I'm now back to catch you up and discuss all things autumnal crafting. So I just took some time to have a little bit of a break from making content. I make so much content and it's exhausting filming and editing and doing all the other bits and pieces for it. So I just took a little break from that, and I also did a trip to Disneyland Paris. So it's my first time there. I've been to Disney World in Florida before, but I've never been to Disneyland Paris. So we went there for my birthday for a couple of days, which was amazing. It was just lovely to be in that atmosphere. Everyone was so nice and I really enjoyed the food there as well. So it was really nice to just get away for a few days, even though my legs are exhausted. I think we were averaging about 26,000 steps each day, so darting from one park to the other. So it was quite a lot of walking around, quite early get-ups as well, because we were doing the magic hour. So we were trying to get into the park for 8:30, and the very first day that we actually got to Paris, we had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm quite tired. It wasn't a particularly relaxing trip, but it was just nice to be able to get out, see something different, do something that we've never done before. So that's where I've been, but I'm now back at it, going back to my content creation and back at these podcasts. So I am back. It's lovely to have you here as well. So thank you for rejoining me in season 2. Hopefully there's going to be lots of exciting things coming up. This is the perfect time of year. Lots of things to talk about. So hopefully you'll enjoy season 2 of this podcast. I hope everyone's been doing well and we're all settling in, either back at school or back in our jobs after the holidays. But we are now in the Burr months, my favourite months of the year. I literally live for September to December. I absolutely love it. You may think completely differently. You might think I'm absolutely crazy, that I'm quite glad to see the back of the hot weather. I just can't stand it. I can't get along with it. I suffer from really terrible hay fever, so a lot of the summer months I'm struggling with that. And then I just don't cope with the heat. Anything over 22, 23 degrees and I really start to struggle. So for me, I absolutely love these next 2 seasons. I just like to see the change in the colours of the leaves, being so much more cosy, decorating, all of the lovely food, so many different things that I absolutely love. So bring on autumn, bring on winter for me. I absolutely love it. And in terms of crafting, I think this is a perfect time to potentially get back into crafting if it's been a while, or to maybe start a new project, go back to an old project. It's that really lovely cozy season. So I'm so looking forward to it. And let me know in the comments, are you an autumn-winter person, or do you very much love spring and summer? I'm always intrigued to know what crafters like. Lots of the crafters that I speak to love the autumn and winter months. I don't know if that's a general thing there, but yeah, let me know in the comments if you love this time of year. So I don't know about you, but I've already started decorating. So I've got the autumnal pumpkins out, the pumpkin spice candles, pumpkin spice everything. So I've already started decorating, and I've already got some of my own handmade decorations up as well. So I'm very into making different fibercraft pumpkins this year. So I have made a yarn pumpkin garland that's currently hanging up on my mantelpiece. I've made different types of pumpkins, so twine pumpkins, toilet roll yarn pumpkins, Hessian pumpkins. So it's been quite nice to work with different materials, try different techniques there. So I've really been throwing myself into the autumn crafting already. I've also even made a little Jellycat inspired pumpkin spice latte out of needle felting. So I made a little key ring which I'm going to attach to my bag, but I've really been enjoying doing lots of autumnal crafting already this year. So I basically wanted to spend today talking about ideas and inspiration for autumn because, like I said before, I think this is a perfect time of year to try lots of fibre arts. This is a really, really strong time of year to do that. So I thought I'd give a couple of ideas and just discuss materials and what you can really do. So knitters and crocheters, this is your time of year. This is absolutely perfect, that kind of cozy season. There is so much that we can do, and I think this is a great time to start a new project or even come back to a project. If you've kind of halted it over the summer, this is now a great time to pick things up again. So lots of ideas here. So knitting, knitted scarves, lovely warm blankets. The great thing with this is you can start using those lovely thicker yarns and materials this time of year. I don't know about you, but I struggle to use thicker yarns and stuff in the summer. I just don't like working with it, but when it's hot, I just don't want that kind of texture there, and I don't want to have those kind of heavier yarns or materials on me while I'm working in the middle of summer. I don't know if that's just me, but you might feel the same way as well. So I very much love coming back to it this time of year, working with those much thicker yarns there. So yeah, scarves, blankets, lots of clothing is now a great time of year, like gloves as well, or cardigans. This is a fantastic time to start your projects. With crochet, I have loved seeing all the cute little crochet characters, the little stuffed characters that you can make, crochet pumpkins. I think they are gorgeous as well. So if you are into your knitting or your crochet, or if you'd like to start, if you're a complete beginner, I would recommend getting into it now. This is a perfect cozy craft. There's nothing quite like, sitting by a fireplace and doing some knitting or crochet, or, getting all snuggled up, watching a lovely autumnal Christmas film, doing a little bit of crafting as well. So those are really good crafts to get into for the autumn period. And I know for myself, this is a perfect season for themed crafts. So one of them being obviously kind of nature inspired. So you'll have things like pumpkins, mushrooms, acorns, things like that. So I very much like doing my needle felting. So I make like little autumnal needle felt characters, little pumpkins, all sorts there. Woodland animals is another theme as well that's perfect for this time of year. So I'm thinking along the lines of owls, foxes, badgers, hedgehogs, and this can be really good for theming. So needle felting, you could make these cute woodland animal characters for key rings. Macramé, you could do themed wall hangings. For crochet, obviously you could do like little kind of plushy style for woodland animals. So there are lots of different ideas that you can do for kind of autumnal themed aspects of your fibre art. For me, I've been focusing on macrame coasters, again themed to kind of this autumnal start. I've also done a few Halloween ones already as well. With coasters, not only can you do it in macrame, but punch needling, that's a fantastic thing to do. I loved, a few years ago, I did a punch needle ghost, but I've seen lovely pumpkins, toadstools, again, little woodland characters for coasters. That's a really great craft as well for an autumnal theme. Loom weaving, like knitting and crochet, this is a great time to get into loom weaving, especially working with that kind of thicker material, the lovely fluffy yarns again. I really, really enjoy doing that. So making lovely wall hangings or even scarves as well out of your loom weaving. This is a great kind of autumnal winter craft to do. So that might be something to think about as well. And not only in terms of themes and inspiration, but it's also about working with maybe earthy tones. So we're looking at things like those lovely burnt oranges, the different colours of leaves. So maybe like golden yellows, reds, all sorts of things like that. So, you're looking at the browns, the earthy tones, browns, reds, oranges, yellows, maybe some darker greens as well, quite kind of natural tones in there. So I really like working with natural tones. So those are lovely colours to incorporate in your work. And like I mentioned before as well, you can look at the warmer, thicker, fluffier yarns that you might not have wanted to work with earlier on in the year. You might want to work with those t-shirt yarns, the much thicker knitted yarns, all sorts of things like that. So this is a great time of year to try maybe a material that you haven't used before, particularly the thicker ones there. Another idea is wreath making. So obviously with fibre crafts, we have to be careful about putting wreaths outside because we don't want them getting all soggy and wet if you're working obviously with yarns and stuff. But this is a great idea to hang up inside your house. So I've seen the most gorgeous crocheted wreaths. I myself like to needle felt onto wreaths. So again, this is a perfect time of year to have some fibercraft wreaths hanging up there. I love seeing like the woodland animals. You can make cute little characters to hang up on your wreath there. You could make autumnal inspired ones. So I've seen people make macramé leaves on a wreath before. So this is a really versatile one that you can do with lots of your fibre crafts there. And you can change that up for each season, which is a great idea as well. So obviously not something to hang outside, but if you've got a free nail in the wall or want to pop it up on a shelf, a lovely autumnal wreath using your fibre craft is a great idea. This is also a great time of year to use things like Hessian ribbon, twine, natural strings. All of those kind of natural fibres are really good. And if you've got anything left over from presents or anything, I always like to collect any kind of ribbons or anything that I've had left over from gifts. This is a great time of year to use them up and incorporate them in your designs. So particularly for me in my loom weaving, I love using up any natural ribbons or hessian that I may have lying around. So it's a good way to use up, I know as a crafter, it's a great way to use up anything we've got left over potentially from another project or from a leftover gift or something like that. So maybe think about how you can incorporate those bits in your design, because it's great for the environment when not going out and also buying more or throwing it away. So it's a really good time of year to basically recycle anything that you have. So I hope that some of those ideas there were useful to get those creative juices flowing. But before we finish off today, I just wanted to talk briefly about what's coming up in season 2. So obviously a lot of it is going to be focused on the seasons. So we have Halloween coming up, so there'll be at least one episode, if not more, on Halloween crafting, both for adults and children. So what we can make with fibre crafts to decorate for Halloween, or if you've got maybe like a Halloween party coming up, I will be providing ideas as well for that. Obviously Christmas is right round the corner. I can't believe how quickly this year is going now. So there will definitely be a few episodes on Christmas crafting. There's going to be quite a few episodes on different types of loom weaving, because that's something that I specialise in. So I will be discussing loom weaving for beginners. There'll be a lot on mental health, and in particular with anxiety and mindfulness. So look out for those episodes there. And then hopefully we'll also have some episodes where I chat with other crafters on different topics there. Obviously fibre arts based, but we'll be addressing different topics in relation to that as well. So loads coming up there, and hopefully this will be a fantastic season. So if you can, take a look at my Patreon. I will put the details down in the description in this episode. But with my Patreon, it really does help if you join the community. It helps this podcast a lot because I just fund it all by myself. So not only does it help the podcast, but you can also be part of community where I put in some extra details, and there are obviously benefits in terms of the different membership levels on there. I also have a website under Gisela Nartin, and that follows along this podcast again with extra information, and I'm hoping this season also to pop in some extra little patterns or potentially some little snippet videos in there for some crafts. So take a look at those, and if you can join my Patreon, I would really appreciate that. If you haven't seen it already, I have a YouTube channel under Gisela Nartin, which gives loads of different step-by-step videos on fibre crafts. So mainly I'm focusing on loom weaving, macramé and needle felting, but there are some other general fibre craft videos on there as well. And in particular at the moment, obviously, lots of autumnal decoration ideas. So as ever, thank you so much for listening. I'm so glad you're back, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.